Okay, man, what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. So, I guess I'm gonna put my take on this shooting with the father and the son got killed in Louisiana, and two black cops going to jail. This screams all type of hypocrisy. Not saying what happened wasn't wrong. A 6-year-old kid got killed. Like, that's not cool. You know, but I'm gonna speak on what I see now, what what I normally see, and what I expect to happen, and how it usually goes down. What I see right now is this. I haven't. They say that the kid was, the father was, quote unquote. They were in pursuit of him. Now, if you switch that, most people would say, "Well, what is that guy doing?" You switch the race of two white cops, black father with his child in the car. What are you doing running from the police? You know, will people be sorry for their loss? Nope. Because they'll say, you shouldn't run from the police. You put your own kid in danger. And then they would say that they wouldn't say the father would be charged with something, resisting arrest, evading arrest. And people with that, why don't you just comply? I mean, you wouldn't have this problem if you would have complied. But I can also understand it because, you know, cops, I mean, they have a reputation out there if it's not shooting a baby, which they've done before, throwing a flash grenade in a baby's, in a toddler's playpen while it was sleeping, which they've done before, you know, shooting little kids, which they've done before. You could make the case that, father's in fear for his child because, hey, cops do have a reputation of being able to kill people's kids and get away with it. So, but that wouldn't really work if it was a black father, right? Another thing about that, pretty bothersome to me, is the idea that all of a sudden now it would be bad if, the Fraternal Order of Police stand up in unison with these cops and say they did nothing wrong, they did their job, the guy was trying to get away, and they were in fear for their life, and they had to open fire. Now that doesn't make sense anymore. Like, now they can't say that the father was a danger to them, and they thought the 6-year-old was 13 or 15 or something like that, right? You can't do that anymore. You can't say, I really didn't know what to do. They were so intimidating. That doesn't work anymore. Okay. So how did it work the first time when you switched the color? Now, I'm bringing up the color and people are going to trip on that, but I'm going to get to this point. You see, people have been saying this for years. If it's black on black, police brutality, not a big problem. If it's non-black or non-white on black, not a big problem. If it's, white on white, not a big problem. They'll figure a way to sweep that under the rug too. But if it's black on white or anybody else on white, all of a sudden, all these laws and all of this order and all of this brotherhood that applies doesn't apply anymore. Now you're going by the letter of the law. Now actually cops are going to get put in jail? So now police can be wrong for doing something. Now body camera footage is disturbing when you see it. Now force is excessive. now people should have thought this through. Now people are actually getting charged with murder, right? Now, the irony is, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but you think they're going to no-bill these guys? You think these guys are not going to get prosecuted? You think these guys are not going to go to jail? Do you think people are going to set up a GoFundMe for these cops? Do you think the media is going to portray these cops as nice guys who just were trying to uphold the law and it was an unfortunate circumstance, but they need to get back out there and protect us because they have a tough job? Do you think if people will protest like, these cops is out of line? What a coincidence, right? That, usually, and I seen them probe the cops past. Usually they would do that with the father, right? They would probe the father's past and have him on blast on TV to villainize him while he's in the hospital healing from his wounds and mourning the loss of his kid. This is the normal media I normally see. Yeah, the kid's 6 and they fucked up for that. I'm not gonna lie. But if they go to the kid's school and teachers, he was a wonderful kid. Oh, they're not saying that, last year the kid got in trouble for, fighting another kid. He must be, he was criminally minded. What was his parents teaching him? Not doing that. And don't give me he's only 6, he's too young. Don't act like you don't watch the media and the news and you see the type of shit that they pull with people and people's kids, and this is not nothing new. Seriously, it's not nothing new. Are we gonna see white and black officers stand in unison, and white officers on Fox News commend these black officers for upholding the law and shooting at this white father and killing his kid? Are people gonna ask about the criminal element of white people, evading arrest or getting chased and pursued for a reason because they must have done something, right? The must have done something conversation is not gonna come up. And if I'm not mistaken, there were other officers involved. Kind of, it's funny to me that, you can be an accessory if you're a civilian, but, cops usually never, you're never an accessory if you're a cop now. Like the 2 officers that were shooting, those are the ones, everybody, they got arrested. But the other officers that were there as bystanders, not so bad. Usually, no, I take that back. I don't take that back. I say it like this. So are those guys gonna do what cops usually do and be on their fellow cops and brothers in arms side and say, look, man, they did the right thing? Or are they gonna turn on these guys? And the reason I say this is some other reasons. Because 2 black officers, white family, father and son. So are they saying that, is it an uncomfortable feeling to be one race and be surrounded by another race of people with badges and guns and carte blanche to do you in? Is that an intimidating experience that you really need to feel like you need to get to a safer place? Because let's be honest, how often do we see black cops call for backup, wind up with like 6, 7 black officers on the scene surrounding some non-black person, just making the whole scenario uncomfortable? Or 5 officers that are black with a white guy, and one white guy shows up and is like, well, if they whip your ass, hey, you should have known better. You should have done. You shouldn't have broke the law. How often does that happen? The reason I say this, and this, I'm not even gonna lie, this is a complete fucked up situation. But the reason I'm saying all of this is because, you see, one minute people have all these excuses in America, and the next minute, the scenario pops up that is the culmination of everything everybody's been saying. And then everybody goes silent as fuck. Like, now everybody's like, cop lives matter? People not really trying to feel that right now, right? All lives matter? I'm not even sure if they're trying to feel that right now. Black lives matter? Because what normally happens is the cops would probably, in time, get the charges dismissed and get back to work. Will white America go crazy? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, no. Would they say these cops, we need to put these pigs in a blanket? Would people say, whoa, that's terroristic threats? Like, if that happened? Or the cops actually go to jail for like manslaughter for maybe like a year or 8 months, maybe 2 years max, and then in the news it'll come out a couple years from now. You remember those cops that killed that kid and shot their father? Yeah, they out on the streets already. And people are like, what? That's normally what happens. So would that be fair? Because we're about to find out. So I'm out, man.